One time, bro did that. He chopped me in my throat.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's why I backed my hands up, because I'm like, I'm not trying to smack somebody on the face.
I ain't gonna lie. That wasn't it.
Watch your throat, because he like hit people in the throat.
That's how you gotta have energy when you do. I just hit myself in the eye.
I didn't want to smack nobody, so I
hit you in your I hit
Give
you
me my throat.
Yeah, bro. See, when you do the AJ Styles, you gotta have aggression with it. Like you gotta you got a hood.
If I was gonna do it, I would have done like the whole everything. Do it.
Yeah,
but I was like,
man, what y'all on, man? Welcome back to the channel, man. We got a special video, man. We back at it. We gonna talk about Undertaker best matches throughout his street run. So we gonna give y'all our favorite personal favorites, and we just gonna run through it, tell y'all why we like it, and yeah, we gonna make this a quick, short, decent video. You know, we ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time, you know. But so yeah. But before we get into it, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, cut on the bell. You know we gotta tell y'all.
Follow the socials.
We gotta tell y'all that.
All that, man.
We're on the road to 200 subscribers.
200.
Make that happen.
200.
Help us get more. We got one of our Smash Pads got to 1K.
1.1.
Help us get our other videos to 1K.
Yeah, we hitting a decent, on average, 160 to 200. But we coming though. It's gonna get better though. But we grinding right now. This the slow grind. This the part where it's like, and then when we start seeing them 1Ks on the regular, then it's gonna we work for that. We work towards that. So, but yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and get into the video, man. We got Undertaker. So I don't know. You can kick us off.
We got our top Undertaker WrestleMania matches of all time. Now, is this y'all want to go pre-streak broken, or y'all want to go?
I mean, really just any match throughout the streak run in general. So,
throughout the streak run.
Yeah. So from when he went 1-0.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Till he lost.
All right. Cool. I want to go with the one he had with Batista at 23.
2007 for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, and that one, like I said, that one was for the championship. Most of his street matches wasn't for titles, but
yeah,
the ones that was for titles, you would probably think he'd lose, but cause it's like.
And then Batista was like the man at that point,
dominating. So.
Batista was like, you know how Cena was over on Raw. That's what Batista was on SmackDown, just destroying people, unstoppable. You know, the animal.
And one thing you reiterated in a previous video is, with that rivalry leading into the match, there was not much really said. It was just all action.
It was just two big beefy men wanting to know who's the best. I gotta stop saying that.
You got to, man. Batista and Undertaker was decent. That was we just talked about that too in our last video.
Facts.
So. Yeah.
I think what drew me to it was the build up. I don't remember there being that much physical contact. Kind of like how Nakamura and AJ Styles was.
Right.
Promos. It wasn't even that much being said. They didn't have no contact, and there wasn't much being said. It was just two dudes you the world champion. We gonna fight. I don't rock with you because you picked me.
Yeah, just a straightforward WrestleMania.
Straightforward fight. That's it. Really.
I don't really remember dudes getting touched. I don't remember I know Shawn Michaels kicked. No, he said he wasn't gonna kick John Cena. I'm off topic, but on topic. But it was just crazy. And they had great matches. So
we going left to right.
We can do it like this, man. So I'll go next. So one of my favorite WrestleMania Undertaker matches of all time gotta be WrestleMania 29 with CM Punk. I'm talking about, if you just look at the story, personally, how CM Punk was dropping urn ashes on Undertaker, because Paul Bearer passed away that year, literally. So
I'm pretty sure they didn't use his literal
ashes, but it was, how they be.
Yeah.
So I liked that match. First, the match was incredible too. CM Punk was obviously upset about, him not being in the main event that year.
Didn't deserve it.
facing Undertaker, but not in the main event. But then you got Cena and Rock, so obviously you knew he wasn't. But then he was like, "What? But Rock, but I'm coming to Raw the next night. But Rock leave and this and that." So it was like, but to stay in the lines of the match, yeah, that match was crazy. CM Punk went crazy. Undertaker do his thing, and Undertaker was still good at that point. Well, like his match quality was still on point.
Yeah.
So yeah, WrestleMania 29, man. CM Punk, Undertaker.
So for me, we're gonna backtrack just a year. I'm gonna go WrestleMania 28 and throw it in there 27. So basically, Undertaker and Triple H. Now,
Them like two of my favorite matches too from
They
Undertaker.
was.
Both-
They
both-
both went crazy.
both of them were jaw dropping. I could say either one was a match that I'd go back and rewatch. But for me, between the two, WrestleMania 28, because it involved three people that defined the Attitude Era. It was Undertaker versus Triple H, with Shawn being the special guest referee. And that match, I think it was like a 45 to 50
was
minute
long.
match.
Hell in a Cell.
It was like almost an hour long.
Wasn't it Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, it was Hell in a
Yeah,
Cell.
yeah.
And just they were exchanging blows. Like you could tell. Like they always say, like with the Elimination Chamber, or after they enter the match, they ain't gonna leave the same. I know those three guys after that match did not leave the same as they walked in. They left with scars. They left with memories, and really, and this is kind of like the nice moment of it all, was the three of them at the end of the stage, just literally all just like this, arm in arm.
Yeah, that's what I was
that's-
gonna mention.
like-
that.
Yeah, that's the.
Like,
Just looking up at the crowd.
that culminated the whole story. Like Undertaker and Shawn Michaels had two matches. Undertaker and Triple H had two matches back to back.
And on top of that, Undertaker retired Shawn Michaels a couple years before that.
And then yeah, so it's like that was just perfect storytelling too.
And for me, that was the big thing going into it, because a lot of people are like, with Shawn being the ref, is he going to potentially screw Undertaker out of his streak? Because he's like, well, if I can't get the win, maybe I can help my buddy.
Yeah.
I did like the little stuff. Like, I remember Triple H was in control of that match for a long time, and he was wearing Undertaker out with that check. And Shawn Michaels was like losing his mind. He's like all this type of stuff, and
He was really torn.
Triple H was like in the match. Shawn Undertaker he's like, man, come on, man, let me ring the bell.
Yeah.
Undertaker like, don't ring the bell.
Right.
Like Shawn Michaels was like having an emotional breakdown.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
'cause
all the storytelling.
Because I think for me, when it came down to it, was like, I mean, Triple H, they're homies, they're best friends, they're family. But at the same time, with the two matches that him and Undertaker had, you can tell there's that respect. So it's just like, that's why you see him so torn, because it's like, that's my best friend, practically like someone I consider a brother, but it's like, here's a guy that I literally had two jaw-dropping matches with that I have nothing but respect
deep
for.
respect.
And not even the matches that they had at WrestleMania, the matches they had back in the 90s, like.
This is a feud that went on way before WrestleMania. This
Right.
But now I want to mention something too. You said WrestleMania 27. That match was good too between Triple H and Undertaker.
Triple
That
H
was
hit
also-
Undertaker
That was
with
a
the
no holds
tombstone.
barred match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Triple H hit Undertaker with the
Yeah.
tombstone, and didn't he do the whole like
Yeah, he did
sticking
the-
his tongue out and
Yeah,
everything?
them Triple H was going crazy, bro. I like them too.
So for me, WrestleMania 28 and 27, or 27 and 28, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah. So you got one more for us.
Let me think.
To be clear, we're doing two each.
Yeah, two. So his just counted as one, even though it was two WrestleManias.
The rule we made is if it was two matches back to back that involved one individual, then it was allowed.
One
Like,
match.
say if he wanted to do like the two matches that Shawn did or something like that, it counts as one.
Right. So yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Man, I know you've seen a lot of Undertaker matches over the years.
You talking about the WrestleMania ones?
Yeah,
though.
the street.
I'm gonna go with the one against Edge.
24.
24.
For the world. So another one for the World Heavyweight Championship.
That was one of my honorable mentions, the one he's about to do.
So obviously the streak. Edge is the dirtbag champion. What was
that
the
man.
story? I'm trying to remember the story.
He had like the Edge heads too. He had like Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, it was La Familia. I think Chavo was there.
It was Chavo, Vicky,
Yeah,
and
all
then Kurt and Zack Ryder.
Yeah. And I did. That was when Undertaker started using the Hell's Gate. He started using the more MMA type style. His matches.
Gate was nasty. He used to make people bleed with that.
Bro.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it was actually. Wasn't that move banned at one point?
Yeah. And then he messed up Tay Long and
He made it 100% legal.
Yeah.
Great Khali when he made Rey Mysterio bleed. I was scared of that.
I thought he crushed his skull. Thought he was dead.
A little off topic, one honorable thing I did like with Undertaker was him and Teddy Long with the limo.
Oh yeah, that's
why they banned the move. Like, man, Edge and Undertaker was tough too though. The Edge was matches were underrated though.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to the streak, I don't think people get that match. The props, obviously, we know Shawn Michaels, Undertaker.
But he had some underrated matches, opponents, I should say.
Yeah, like Edge, like
you said, Edge. Like you could think Randy Orton.
I think Randy Orton. I think the reason why that one is important.
That's probably
that established.
That's probably my honorable mention. Randy Orton and Undertaker.
That one was awesome.
That one helped establish Randy Orton as the Legend Killer.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like Randy Orton wouldn't be Randy Orton without that feud.
Yeah. So yeah, for my second one, man, I'm gonna go with some heartbreak, man. I'm going WrestleMania 30. I'm going Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar.
Is that a good match?
When Brock Lesnar beat the Streak. Now I'm gonna say this: this match was one of my favorite matches, obviously because at that point I was like a big Brock Lesnar, But not only that, the match wasn't bad. If you look back at it, if you really go back and watch that match wasn't bad. Undertaker and Brock Lesnar got great chemistry. Go back and watch that match at SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell. They got great chemistry.
The match back in the early 2000s when Undertaker had the cast on, I can't remember what year, it was like 02, 03.
Yeah, see, and people underestimate Brock Lesnar in-ring skills because WWE make him out to be just a 1-2 move person. Brock Lesnar is a real wrestler. He really can get on the mat and he could do this. And I ain't gonna lie, WrestleMania 30, it was heartbreak for Undertaker fans and the Streak in general because it ended.
You're not an Undertaker.
I like Undertaker, but I'm like more on that Brock Lesnar side of it.
And to make it even like how you could tell how everyone was, they didn't even play his music.
Yeah,
it was just dead silence.
It was like the Streak ended. Nobody expected it to end. Like
they knew they did something when they was about to end the streak. Like everybody was like they got shocked Undertaker do it. That was like,
because you gotta look at some point, streaks end, right?
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns' title reign gonna end at some point, right?
And then you even hear in Michael Cole's voice, it's like the streak
is over.
Is over. Like
everything.
You pause.
Yeah. And I like that was a great call.
Paul Heyman was like, "Oh my God, you did it!"
Yeah, like
that was the one guy you heard louder. That was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, that was crazy.
A crowd with 80,000 people in there, whatever.
And they were saying people was like didn't like the fact that Undertaker picked Brock Lesnar to do this. He picked Brock Lesnar. Like Undertaker, like I want you to break the streak. Nobody else wanted to do it out of the respect for the streak.
They said Edge was gonna beat it.
Yeah, but
all types of people.
Undertaker was like, "Yeah, I want Brock to do it," and Brock was the right man.
Wait, Randy Orton wanted Brock to do it?
No, they wanted Randy Orton to break the streak back in the day.
Yeah, like Kane could have ended it. They
said Edge was most definitely one of them.
But like I feel like Brock was the right man because his character at that time, he didn't care. He didn't have respect for nobody. So
he did need that win though.
Yeah, and that established him. That whole year, Brock was WWE champion. He unified the title.
When he came back, he lost Cena, he lost Triple H.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, this dude was supposed to be a monster, but he's losing.
He needed a major win, and that was that. So yeah, that was my other one.
So for me, I feel like this match does not get enough credit of what it should. And again, I'm kind of piggybacking off of here because instead of going a year behind, I'm going a year forward. I'm going 31. Ooh. I'm going Undertaker and Bray Wyatt.
I didn't want to pick that match because that match didn't really do much for me. I mean, it was cool with the characters.
Yeah, that's what because it was like.
Go ahead.
Like I don't remember that match.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Well, that's why I said the match doesn't get enough credit. Like I understand, like Undertaker, he's up there in age, obviously.
Yeah, at that point, that was the year after he lost the streak too.
But for me, I didn't look at it more from how the match. Well, I looked at it from a match, but at certain points, and the big motivation behind it is a lot of people are thinking, okay, Undertaker, his streak's done with. After that, he's just gone. It's like the Pain Man story. He tips his hat. He's
real quick. I thought we were doing. It's not in the streak, right?
No, it's just
It's WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, it could be any WrestleMania.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Undertaker.
It was almost like the Peyton Manning with the last Super Bowl hurrah. Like everyone thought, okay, streak's over, he's done.
Right.
No, he's not. He comes back, and
Peyton Manning ain't do nothing in that last Super Bowl.
he on it. He on it with Peyton Manning.
I love Peyton Manning.
He been on that all day.
Literally all day. But for me, it was like I looked at it because like I was happy to see that Undertaker was coming back because I'm like I want him to get his win back because I know obviously you can't. Oh yeah, if I win this, I'm undefeated. No, I understand that ain't gonna happen. But for him, I wanted him to still go out on top. And the thing with it being Wyatt out of all people that he faced to get another win back.
That's what I like though about it. It was Bray Wyatt, and that character versus the Undertaker's character, like that is an underrated match though. That's underrated.
Like one of the segments I liked leading up to it is when Bray Wyatt's chair was in the middle of the ring. That purple lightning strike just hits the chair and sets it on fire.
Yeah.
It's like, we ain't done. Like, you want me, you got me.
Yeah, it has some stuff, underrated stuff about it. The match to me just did click to where I would be like,
I'll have to see it.
That's my favorite match from Undertaker WrestleMania, but
it was my favorite in regards to not the wrestling type, but more or less the story behind it and the characters and the feel to it.
Yeah, I liked it for the feel and the characters for sure.
Because there's a lot of matches that I could look at from that WrestleMania that were kind of to me, like Triple H and Sting. I'm like, if you had done that like 10 years ago.
Like, Sting should have went over anyway.
But that's for another video.
Yeah, you was just going to make me get, because I didn't like the fact that Sting lost.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's,
I got one more.
One more, and then I got two honorable mentions.
One more. Since we said it's post-streak.
Before or post-streak.
Yeah, I said post streak, so I'm gonna go with him versus AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. Now, it's not a traditional wrestling match at all. It's a cinematic match.
That was like one.
Wasn't
there like more than one cinematic match that night, or was it just that one?
Cena and Bray Wyatt probably the next night.
Oh yeah, there was two in total.
But that match, all right, so AJ Styles been calling out Undertaker, old man. All this type of stuff. You know, your wife. He kicked it off. He's talking about, does Maurice know you out? No, not Maurice.
Michelle McCool.
Michelle McCool. Does she know you out this late?
Don't talk about Miz's wife like that.
My bad, gang. It's a lot. Everybody married to somebody around here, man. It's the M's, all that type of stuff.
Comes like we've been messing up in the last couple of minutes. I said crosswords instead of crossroads.
Talking about Maurice.
Michelle, he's like, does Michelle know you out this late? So then he talking about how old am I? He said, what you said about my wife? Like, they were just going at
calling him old man like AJ Styles ain't 45.
Crazy. You know, Gallows and Anderson had their last appearance in WWE.
They main evented wrestling.
They main evented. Before CM Punk.
I liked it because didn't they, in a sense, if I remember correctly, didn't they bring back the Druids or something involving that?
Yeah, they were in there. I think Undertaker threw both of them off like some type of something, and they were like
off of the barn or something like that.
So he buried AJ Styles, literally.
Yeah.
That in a sense, I was kind of paying homage to like how he had all those buried alive matches. He buried him alive.
So that match, even though it's not a real wrestling match, I think that was actually better than what they could have done in a real wrestling match because it felt different, and it just felt like a fight, like two dudes who just like, you know, this dude just keep calling me out. He keep talking about my wife, my kids. He making this personal. Undertaker calling him Alan Jones, like.
Just saying his real name. I got an honorable mention, but I hope you don't say it.
Well, one thing I'm gonna say with his, I think the reason behind why they did the match the way they did, because they knew with AJ Styles wrestling ability and Undertaker, it would have not gone well.
It was actually for the best.
Because if you hadn't done cinematic, you would have been like, okay, here's Styles saying these all high octane moves, and here you have Undertaker who's up there in age, just trying to keep up with them.
But I feel like AJ Styles would have made it work. Because that's AJ Styles.
Yeah.
But Undertaker, I think, came back saying he wanted to face him.
Yeah,
I wanted to face Styles.
Picks his opponents.
He picked AJ Styles. Yeah, everybody Undertaker face, he picked him. Yeah, so
for sure.
Like, I'm gonna say my honorable mention before you say, because you say you got two.
Yeah, how about this?
I feel like I know where you're going with one.
Well, how about this? If it's the same, we'll just say we agree.
I got Undertaker versus Shane McMahon, WrestleMania 32.
Okay.
Hell in a Cell. You wasn't gonna say that one?
I did like that one.
Nah, yeah, that match gave me chills, bro, because Shane McMahon came back.
I thought Shane died. I literally thought he died.
Literally jumped off the cell, elbow through the table.
The thing I didn't like about it was the setup. Like, He was like, all right, Vince was like, all right, you can have control of the brawl.
But you gotta be.
But you gotta be one man, one night. I'll name the time and place. He's like, you're gonna fight the Undertaker at WrestleMania inside Hell in a Cell. Like, this is all Undertaker.
Everything,
like,
and it made Shane gain hella respect from the crowd. Just going in there face up with the Undertaker, being a daredevil. Shane not known as a wrestler. He just
some MMA
outrageous,
stuff.
So
I mean, he is up there like with the coast to coast stuff.
Yeah,
he does.
yeah. But I liked that match though. That was a good match, bro. Shane McMahon proved that. He went up there with the Undertaker, man. He hung with him.
He didn't have to jump off.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy spot. Like,
and the Undertaker moved, and he just went boom,
crashing.
He got the respect of Vince, though. I mean, he still got to run the show, even though he lost.
Shane always falling off stuff. He don't need to.
Then eventually he became commissioner of SmackDown Live, and the rest is history.
So for me, one of my honorable mentions was I only wish this match was longer because it was very short, and I think you know where I'm going with this, and you might know as well. WrestleMania 34.
Oh man.
John Cena and The Undertaker. Now, people had wanted that match to happen for so long, and it never did. And
you said you liked this match?
It's on one of my honorable mentions.
But did you like it though?
I liked it. Well, that's why I said at the beginning. I just wished it was a little longer. I wanted the match to be longer.
We agree on a lot.
Yeah, so.
This one of them that we.
I don't understand.
This one of them that we don't. The match was literally 5 minutes.
Well, because I liked it because it was something I did want to see. I just wanted the match to be
right. Maybe if it had time, it could have been.
I wanted it to be like maybe a 15, 20-minute match.
I don't understand.
It was 5 minutes.
I don't understand how you have an 8-hour WrestleMania and get Undertaker and John Cena
5 minutes.
Then the match, Cena was in the crowd,
and then the way they
to the back.
Now I did like the build up.
Yeah,
I like the build up.
I think it was a little bogus to me, bro.
The ref just comes out like he's here. He just jumps the barricade. Just
like you
runs.
in the crowd as a fan, and then all of a sudden you jump the barricade. Like that build up was kind of fluky to me. Like,
and then even during the match, it was just like it could have had so much potential if it was just booked and done the right way. That's all I wanted.
Even with Undertaker being in that shape, him and Cena could have still had a decent, like you said, 15 minutes.
Didn't Undertaker squash him?
Yeah, he beat him in 5 minutes. John Cena, Undertaker really just did all his moves. And John Cena recovered once, went for the 5-knuckle shuffle. I don't know what he did after that.
I think the Undertaker got up and then John Cena.
Like John Cena ain't scared of nothing. Why is he getting scared of
that? That was disappointing. That was disappointing. WrestleMania 34 as a whole was disappointing.
Man,
but. I was disappointed because I wanted that Styles Nakamura match to be good. I really wanted
it. Was terrible. That was terrible too. People was hyping it up.
That show was brutal. I'm sorry.
And 8 hours of my life was just wasted.
And then Strowman destroying the bars little thing they came up on.
Winning the tag titles with a kid.
Who booked that show?
Vince.
But
probably Richard and all the people who be backed up.
But to kind of redeem myself a little bit, and this one I know you'll agree on, and I keep referencing these two matches with this certain individual because to me, like I said, this for me is a feud and two matches I will never forget. And for me, that's Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker.
Yeah, we just talked about that one too. So yeah, that's.
I'm not gonna get into it too much, but just to say,
they
a lot of respect, homage, and just it was two great legends having a great match in the ring.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, I can't forgive you for that. Cena.
Yeah, I don't know what you was thinking. I respect your opinion on one thing.
Let me rephrase it. I would have liked it better. That's why it was an honorable mention. It wasn't one of my favorites. It was an honorable.
So you just felt like it could have been better if it had time.
Yes, but I just wanted to put it out there because I'm like I wanted to see John Cena versus Undertaker overall, but I wanted to see one of the classic matches because they had their moments. During tag matches or just normally, because I think they tagged once together and then at the end Undertaker chokeslammed them or something. This was years back.
Oh, that was I know what you're talking about. That was that match. It was John Cena, Undertaker,
Jerry Show,
and DX. That was at the Garden, 09.
Yeah, if they had if they had done it during, so basically my honorable mention would have been a better John Cena Undertaker WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They thought they were going to do that. What was it, 32? But Cena was hurt.
Yeah. That's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
A lot of plans got scrapped over at 32. I think they wanted Triple H and Seth at that year.
I think Randy Orton was injured too that year.
I mean, if you want to go about train wreck matches,
was a bad year.
if you want to go
Yeah, injuries.
I mean, if you want to go with train wreck matches, that was not the train wreck, if anything. If
Rowan
and Rock, 6 seconds.
Yeah. That wasn't even a match.
What was the point?
I forgot that was.
That was like Rock coming. Like,
That was worse than Cena and Undertaker.
Yeah, nah. Cena and Undertaker made that match look like Cena and Undertaker a classic compared to that. That wasn't a match. That wasn't a match. That was a rock bottom one.
That was a WrestleMania segment.
Sheamus and Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds had more potential than Rock and Rowan.
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, man, I don't know. But let us know what y'all think about We talked a lot about Undertaker today.
It's that man.
Let us know what y'all think in the comment section about Undertaker's undefeated streak. Do y'all think it should have ended at WrestleMania 30? Should it still be going? Obviously, it should.
Some people think he should have retired undefeated.
Right.
And let us know in the comments below, because keep in mind, you did say in the at the Hall of Fame ceremony, never say never. So comment down below, one, if you think he might come back.
I swear, but it's gonna come back, bro.
Comment down below if you think he's coming back, and if so, what people do you think you should face? Or if this man should just stay retired.
I swear, I
we don't want to see that no more.
I'm good on Undertaker, man. He went out, he had his classic match, he went out with a class, he went out with a bang.
They bring Vince back and they have a match for the last time. That would be terrible.
Vince beat Theory. I mean, he beat Pat McAfee at WrestleMania this year.
In theory,
that's another time for another episode.
Man, that's it for this video, man. Make sure you hit the like button, don't subscribe, come to the bell. Y'all know what to do, man. I'm your boy Morrow.
I'm your boy Amity.
Money making Jay, and we out.